My scupper plug. There we go. Okay, let's open the hatch. Let's see how much water's in there. I made it back. Almost sank again. Fishies. Let's see how much water's in here. Say about 6 inches. About 6 inches of water. Hey, look at that. To the bottom of my finger. To the bottom of my finger. That's how much water's in there right now. Anyhow, we're going to dump out my boat again. But yeah, we're going to need a new boat. So this thing's been drying out in the sun, or should say heating up in the sun. And I think maybe that was a bad idea. Because what I noticed is there's no rigidity in the front of my kayak. When this chunk got taken off, look at that. Look at the flex. Now part of that's probably from it sitting in the sun, so I'm going to take it back inside. That flex seal did not hold. I might put a little more in there and let it sit overnight. But I need to put something in there that's going to sturdy that up, and I think I know what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, it's a problem right there. That is a problem right there. On my lunch break, I'm going to try to find this welding kit. It's essentially just a soldering iron, which I have, but I need that and the screening stuff, so hopefully this will work. So early on, I figured out one of the biggest mistakes I made in this whole endeavor was the application of the Flex Seal prior to adding on the plastic weld. Now, that being said, I did anticipate that the Flex Seal would resolve the problem, because at the time I put the Flex Seal on, I did not realize I had such a huge crack in my boat. I thought I just had another small puncture wound like last time. Okay, that's not supposed to...
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
And so when you look at this video, you can kind of see a little round hole previously from where the first hole was. And so I knew that I was going to have to try to get this Flex Seal off, and unfortunately this wired bristle brush did not do the job. And so, in the words of Tim Allen, more power. So we got out the orbital palm sander and sand the living heck out of this thing. The good news is this let me know that when this is all said and done, this Flex Seal is going to hold up to some rough and tumble action, to some grinding. You know, I'll probably get a few occasional deep gouges in there, but when it comes to just abrasion on this, the fact that I had to sand this thing for so long with a power sander, an orbital palm sander powered, just reinforced the fact that when this thing is all said and done, that the Flex Seal should definitely help encapsulate my repairs and to make this thing as possibly as watertight as I could possibly get it. So here's the hoping anyhow. Now, once I got the Flex Seal off, I was kind of thinking to myself, maybe from the ceramics, all my years in ceramics class, that I needed to score this thing. I needed to give something, make some abrasion, something for the new plastic to melt to adhere to, because I was concerned with plastic on plastic crime, you know, taking a hot plastic and just melting it directly to a smooth surface. So I'm just literally taking the iron and just putting gouges in it. Think of it like if you're a firearm owner. For a while, guys who had Glocks in Springfields, they would do stippling. They didn't like the OEM gripping on the plastic part of their pistol, so they would get a soldering iron and basically stipple it. I'm basically just putting gouges in on the areas in which I'm going to adhere the plastic to in an effort to make it stick a lot longer. And so as you can see here, I got a nice little cross hatch pattern going. And look how deep this hole is. And so now I'm just giving this thing a shot. I'm just trying to apply this plastic. I have no idea. Check out that little lizard in the background. Zoom! I have no idea what I'm doing, but hey, I'm giving it a shot. And we're going to make this thing as best as we can. And so if you guys are watching this video because you too have a hole in a kayak, a paddle boat, something else that's plastic, and you're wanting to kind of learn how to plastic weld, it's not all that hard, to be honest with you. I will say it does take time. If you're looking for a quick fix, this is not it. This is an arts and crafts. This is just that. It's something that takes time, patience, and a little bit of effort on your part. And so if you're hoping to get this thing done and bust it out in 5-10 minutes, it's not going to be the case, especially when your equipment fails, but that's another story for later on in this video. So just find a shade, open the door. There is some odor involved because after all, you are heating up plastic. However, since it's not an open flame, it's really not that bad. And so just keep going at it. Take your time. And then so once I got the base layer down, now I'm just ad-libbing this. Full disclosure, full open up from me to you. I was watching this video as I was recording this. My battery just died, so now the video is off and I'm just ad-libbing in my podcast studio. I'm trying to remember the video of itself, but hey, once you apply the base layer of the plastic, hypothetically, probably I could have been done, but I wanted to add some rigidity to this thing and I wanted to protect my patch. And so at that point, that is when I added, hear how quiet it got? The fan just turned off on my laptop. Now you can hear the thunder in the background. But anyhow, I went ahead and started adding the screen to it. And so as you watch this, you'll see the shaft on my soldering iron tip slowly start to bend. And there you go. There's a nice little arrow. And so as I'm applying this thing, over time, heat and friction, I noticed that the tip was bending. And what you don't see in the video is I put it on the concrete and I straighten it back out. And then as I hold it up vertically, so this brand new, fresh out the box plastic welding torch got so hot that the most important part that differentiates this between a plastic welding kit and just a soldering iron got so hot that it broke off. Look at that. So it looks like I gotta take a trip to the old Harbor Freight and Tool. Fun. What's up, TikTok? As some of y'all know, I got a hole in my boat. Hole in my boat. You say, wow, that's a big hole. That's actually not a hole, that's a melted plastic, because after the Flex Seal failed, yesterday I went over to Harbor Freight and Tool and got myself basically an ever-glamorized soldering iron with the most important part, this arrowhead, which is used to melt the plastic. Now it did come with some plastic and some screen and all that cool stuff, so it is in fact a kit. However, this particular kit got so hot that the actual tip broke off. Look at that. This thing only lasted for 20 minutes and it broke off. Now keep in mind, I'm using this on soft plastic. It's not like I was pushing down on concrete. So simply by heating up this plastic, this thing got so hot it broke. So now I'm on my way to Harbor Freight and Tool, and I hope that they at least replace the soldering tip. They can keep the whole brand new iron. I just need a new tip. The reason I say I hope is because I refused the extended warranty for $2 because I thought I'll use this thing once, and if I got to use it again in 6 months, I'll just hopefully can afford a new boat by then. I wasn't expecting this thing to break the very next day, so let's go see if they return it. Not only did they fix the bad part, they said no, we can't just trade out the tip and the faulty soldering iron. Swapped out the whole kit. They replaced the entire kit, and I didn't even have the receipt. I just had a screenshot of the purchase on my Bank of America account on my phone. No hassle, no argument. Look me up, got a new one. On my way home to fix my kayak, so hopefully Carrie and I can both go fishing tonight. pretty sure we got the boat to the point where it's probably patched. But I still have like an ass load of, what do they call it? Flex Seal. I still have a ton of Flex Seal, so why not lacquer that bad boy in there? So I'm going to put another coat of Flex Seal on here and let that dry, and then try to take this thing out tomorrow. So let's put some Flex Seal on this piece if I have another brush. Now, I will be honest, it has occurred to me because there has been times that I have found myself in super shallow water and I've had to do like the monkey scoot to get off of shallow water, off a branch, off of sandbars and what have you. It has occurred to me that I probably made a tremendous mistake by coating the entire bottom of this with Flex Seal because it's going to have some friction to it. Actually, yeah, like right here, so I'm probably going to find in the future, like there's going to be times I'm trying to scoot off a sandbar or something, and I'm going to have way more friction because it's no longer as slick as it once was. But anyhow, minor technicality. So here we are. It is now all encapsulated in Flex Seal. And so I'm pretty positive it's going to be watertight now. So we're going to let that guy dry overnight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for another episode of In the Garage Kayak Edition. Please like, subscribe, share us with a friend, and help us get the view count up so we can get some monetization, so we can get our beak sweat off of the revenue that YouTube's already making by you guys watching our videos. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe, share us with a friend, and we will see you next time when hopefully we have a big fish on board.
This has been a Digital 410 production.